Alright, what's poppin', guys? We are back again once again for another video. In today's video, guys, we are chilling in our 2015 Scion FRS, and that is because we are doing a necessary mod when it comes to drivability of this car. If you have driven these cars before, 86 BRZ FRS, you already know the clutch bite point is non-existent. It is abysmal. So besides just changing the clutch out altogether, that's one remedy for the abysmal clutch on these cars. Another thing that you can do is replace the clutch spring, the OEM, the stock clutch spring, to MTech or whatever company you decide to go with, but MTech is kind of what people go with for these cars. So you guys already know we replaced the MTech on our BRZ like pretty quick, and that is literally the first mod we are doing to the FRS. We are replacing that clutch spring because let me tell you guys, I cannot, like, we drained the clutch fluid, we flushed out the clutch fluid and it drove a little bit better, but I cannot stand the stock clutch in these cars. The bite point is non-existent and it makes me feel like an absolute doofus when driving this car. Like, I feel like I'm driving manual for the first time because I'm guessing where the bite point is all the time. So like I said, if you guys have driven these cars, you already know the clutch is poo-poo. Chances are you might have replaced the clutch spring already, but if you did just pick up one of these cars and you were just finding out about the abysmal clutch, hello, welcome. Yes, we are this is the issue that we have with this car. So in today's video, we are fixing that. So here is the clutch spring by MTech. Boom, you guys could see without me rumbling up the plastic. It's springy, and yeah, it's about it. It comes with a few zip ties, but you're gonna need to prepare before you tackle this because it'll probably take you like 30-45 minutes. I mean, it's really not that hard as long as you have the proper tools for it and kind of take it slow, get some lighting in the footwell area, and you'll have a fine time. It's not too bad. But if you do get the MTech clutch spring for your FRS, BRZ, whatever, 86, and it does say Gen 2, do not be alarmed because Gen 2 does fit Gen 1. All right, let's go over tools real quick just to get that out of the way. Number one, definitely recommend a headlamp if you have one, because when you're in there in that footwell, it's going to be a pain in the butt kind of seeing what you're doing. Number two that I forgot to mention, which isn't a tool, is definitely clean out your area because you're going to get your head dirty and crap. You don't want to have a dirty area and you're laying down. Mine is, I mean, it's okay. I need a vacuum again. But yeah, here are the tools you're going to need. We're going to start with number one. Number one is possibly a very small, fine tip pry tool to pry out that C-clip. You're definitely going to want a magnet because after you pry out that C-clip, it's going to go flying. We got another light, of course, just to kind of plop down there, give us some light that we got going on. Boom, okay. And then after we get that C-clip out, there is going to be a pin that we need to bonk out with our hammer. We got a hammer here. This is the only hammer I got for this kind of job that'll work. You ideally want a smaller hammer. I remember last time on the BRZ, I used this piece here, the face of the hammer, to kind of bang it out because it would not fit the greatest. Then of course you're gonna need a punch with the hammer to punch the pin out. And then once you got the pin out, you could use the pry tool to also kind of jab at the mechanism to let the spring free. And then we have, of course, a pair of snippers to snip the zip ties after we compress the spring to get it in, the new spring in there. Last is a set of angled needle nose pliers. Not too necessary, but when you're getting that C-clip in, this might come in handy to spread them and then boop, get the C-clip. You guys will see what I'm talking about here in a minute, but this might be handy for you. All right, so there is the clutch spring. Pretty easy to find. Clutch pedal, clutch spring. And you can see that is a thick boy. You can see it's a little lubed up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of that and put it on our other spring because obviously it's being compressed, so you wanna lube it up a little bit. But you can see right there where that glob of lube is, there is a C-clip. So that's what we're gonna tackle. All right, I'm gonna show you guys how to do it, and then I'm gonna do it myself because I need two hands. So we got our little flathead here, and clip is right there. And we're gonna hold our magnet. As we're prying on it, we're gonna hold the magnet so we can catch it and it doesn't go flying because you don't want to lose this. If you do, they have one at like auto parts stores, so it's not the end of the world. All right, C-clip is off. You guys could see that pin popping out on the right side. We're gonna hit that with our hammer, more so the face because I don't have a smaller hammer. It's hard to get this whole hammer and hit it on that side from my experience, so I went ahead and used the face instead and it came out pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna show you the exact way you're gonna get this pin out because it is not
the easiest job. So you guys see where I have the punch right there, pin's already out, so that's where we place the punch, and then maneuver your hammer. Steering shaft, you want it right behind the steering shaft towards your passenger side over there, and then we stuck our hammer up here. Like I said, use the face of the hammer, because if you hold it long ways, you're not going to be able to.
And then here's the pin. Don't lose this. Now's the time to use our pry tool to get that spring out of there. Alright, give me a minute. Okay, spring is out. Thing kind of shot out at me. Spring is here, boom, out. You guys saw the position that we were prying on the holder, the mechanism there. Same position, so that's how you're gonna get the spring out. Only problem is I kind of had that stuck in the hole there, and yeah, that's what happened. Stupid.
And that's what it looks like with the spring off, so you guys know.
All right, now we have our MTech spring here, and before we go ahead and lube it, because we don't want to mess with this while it's lubed, we're going to compress it with a few zip ties. Obviously you want to have a few more. It'll make your life easier to compress it, because you can just slide it in there, easy peasy. Once it's in there locked in, we'll snip the zip ties, and then we're going to lube it.
All right, spring compressed, took like 5 zip ties, boom, you guys could see. So kind of held it, squeezed it together with one hand, pulled with the other hand, pulled the zip ties to get it to this point, but you do want to compress a good bit so you can get it in there.
Before we even put it in, dude, you guys could test out the clutch pedal and see if you like it without the spring. Obviously, if you got the clutch spring, you have the clutch spring, you're gonna put that damn thing in, but some people do run without a spring altogether. But you guys could see, we'll get a little point of view here. You guys could see there's a good bit of play. It's a spongy pedal. So if you don't mind the sponginess in the pedal, then run no spring. You guys could, at this point, what I would recommend is to go for a test drive and see if you like it without the spring. See if you don't mind it. You know, save yourself 30-40 bucks, whatever. But I already tried it in my BRZ, and I decided that I like the spring in there rather than nothing. You press it down, you lift it up, and there's a good bit of pressure there. It is fighting back, versus when you had the OEM spring, it wasn't fighting you back. And I kind of like a little bit fight back with my clutches. This way I could kind of find out that bite point and drive better. All right, this is how our setup is gonna be, and we're just gonna go in there and plop it in. After we plop this in, you're gonna want to have your pin handy to pop your pin in. So we're gonna head in there. Let's go. Ugh. Holy crap.
Easier than expected. It's really just reverse install. So what I did, you'll see that little floppy piece on the bottom of the spring there. You're going to point that to the sky, put the spring on to that floppy piece, that top piece with the 2 kind of holes. You put that in the spring, you line it up with the bottom piece, and then you're gonna bring it down towards where you have the pin in right there. What you're gonna wanna do to line this kind of top portion up, push the clutch pedal down all the way, and then you'll be able to line up the whole mechanism. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll be able to line it up easy. Just like how it came out, it goes back in. You guys could see we have everything, we have the spring compressed, we have the pin in, pin goes in easy peasy. Last but not least, what we'll do is we'll clip those zip ties, and then we'll put the C-clip on. All right guys, to get the C-clip on, what we ended up doing, not using the needle nose pliers, but we kind of put it on by hand and it's stuck. Once we got it into the grooves of the pin, then we just tapped it with the flathead and it kind of just popped in. After you get the C-clip in, you go ahead and snip all the zip ties, and to kind of pull the zip ties out, that's what I use the needle nose pliers for. You probably take some old lube from the OEM spring and just lube up the outside, lube up the spring a little bit, and you'll be all right. All right guys, here's the OEM spring for reference. A lot more tough.
Tough spring. All right guys, we are in the FRS and we're gonna go test out the MTech clutch spring. I'm gonna give you guys my feedback on it, how I like it, how much difference does it make in the first gen, because you guys already know we did on the BRZ and made a drastic difference. So see how it holds up in this car, the FRS. I do want to kind of put this out there that I know this car needs a clutch probably next 10 to 15,000 miles. It's not bad, but it does need a clutch. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, first impression, it's fighting back. I would say an extra 10%.
I think that's safe to say. An extra 10%, it's got some fight back to it. You guys saw how stiff the OEM spring was and made basically the clutch bite point non-existent. So we have a much lighter and thinner coiled spring in there now, being the MTech. And I mean, you guys could see it's got a little more bite to it there. We're kicking back, but we want to drive the car and we want to see if that gives us the bite point that we're looking for. So let's get into it. We are warmed up, so we could do a little bit of nicer driving, but yeah, off the bat, right there, you guys could see, way easier to get out of a stop in rolling into first gear there. Immediately you guys will be able to tell the difference there with the MTech clutch spring. Just a lighter clutch spring than the factory, the OEM one. You guys saw the OEM spring is, number one, the coils are a good bit thicker, and number two, it is a heavier spring in general, so it absorbs more of that force from the clutch pedal when you're depressing it. We have the lighter spring in there, and it has a thinner coil, so we have a little more of a clutch pedal going on down there. And not only that, but that allows us to feel our bite point, make it actually existing. The spring does make I would say an 85% difference. It's more of a step one kind of band-aid in fixing the clutch on this car, besides just outright replacing the clutch and doing that. There are other things you can obviously do to kind of help you, I guess, just, you know, shift better. So the reason why I'm saying 85% is because, number one, it's not completely fixing the clutch. You still get, I would say 15% of it still down there. You're like, okay, it still needs some work. But the BRZ, you guys know, if you don't know already, we did the same thing on our BRZ, second gen BRZ 2023, and we replaced the OEM spring with the MTech. So I'm gonna go this way. I think there's twisties up this way, right? Maybe, possibly, I don't know. I would say the BRZ is probably a 90% step one band-aid fix, whereas this is like an 85, because it feels different. I don't know, see, I want to say that is probably because the clutch in that is brand spanking new. It's in way better condition than this one. So I'm just gonna go with that. If you do happen to get this spring and you feel like it did absolutely nothing, I would recommend, number one, checking to see if you need a new clutch, or number two, even flushing your clutch fluid. If you haven't done that already, then I would start with that, because that definitely helped this car. I know right away when I got it, every time I put it in reverse, or was like in first gear, and I slipped the clutch a little bit, you smelt it right away. So did the fluid on it and went away. No more smelly smell. Yeah, you just feel the bite point. It's up high. Yeah, it's an up high bite point. Now you could feel it more. Now you know where it is, whereas before, OEM spring, couldn't even tell where it was. You knew it was probably up high or maybe in the middle, so that's where it was. When I drove the BRZ, I was like, dude, where the heck is this bite point? Definitely, like I said, wasn't as bad as this one, you know, partially because, whoa, puddle, because this car is due for a clutch soon. But for a new car, for you to feel something as similar as that, you know, I guess let this video serve as, if you have a second gen as well, to replace that spring, even though it's a new clutch, new spring, all that crap. Is this guy serious? Did he really just do that? Let this video serve as a guide, I guess. Yeah, something like that. All right, dude, make the turn. Slowing down to 5 miles per hour. Oh yeah, that's a lot better, dude. Yeah, it feels so much better. It's well worth the time. Like I said, 30, 45 minutes of your time. Once you do it one time, you can do it a billion times. Alright guys, I think that is good enough spot as any to wrap up today's video. Do hope you enjoyed today's video as well as learned something new. If you did, be sure to give me a like down below. It really goes a long way. And while you're down there, you can consider subscribing. That shows me you guys like what I'm doing here and I could do more. But other than that, I think I'm going to get the heck up out of here and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Wait, thanks for watching. Peace.